I've been carrying this notebook around all year. It has these calendar spreads for planning your life. If you don't have a life, you can draw a dungeon room in each day instead. Each month becomes a floor, and after a year, you'll have 12 floors and 365 rooms. A megadungeon. An accomplishment. Sean McCoy, creator of the Mothership RPG, dreamed up this challenge and called it Dungeon 23. I had fallen behind and was trying to catch up, drawing in one sitting 8 days in August. In November. To keep things simple, I only use 3 tools. This notebook from Muji, a purple Muji pen, and a Pentel correction pen. Most people did this challenge differently, with a different kind of Japanese planner that has 7 days on the left side and a blank page on the right. Over the course of a week, they'd draw 7 connected rooms on the blank page and key them in each day on the facing page. I do not have this type of Japanese planner. Mine is laid out like a calendar. So instead, I just draw the rooms directly on the days and cram any notes and keys around them. Overflow goes to the margins and unused days. And each dungeon floor gradually takes the shape of a month. I'm working very efficiently, drawing 4 rooms in a single day. At this rate, I'll catch up in no time. This floor is a little unusual, in that each day is a geomorph. Geomorphology is the study of Earth's topography, but to RPG dorks, a geomorph is a modular chunk of dungeon that can be rotated and recombined with other chunks to form varied layouts. This floor is the inside of a black ziggurat, created by a cave elf sorceress and necromancer named Hazagurud. She was trying to prevent demons from climbing up out of an unclosable portal below. Her strategy was to raise an army of undead ogres and command them to build an elaborate pyramid over the portal, with rooms that shift around, kind of like that movie Cube, but with skeletons and fantasy stuff. I make up a lot of lore as I go, like this guy, the Great Shrouded One, which is some kind of dark god, worshipped in secret by goat people and openly by ogres. I'll elaborate on this in the marginalia. When the party crosses any boundary between days, the referee rolls a d20 and adds the number of guidance stones the party is carrying to the roll. The result is the day they end up in. A d4 determines the direction they enter from. Guidance stones are magical objects created by the sorceress and scattered throughout the ziggurat. They guide anyone carrying them deeper down into the depths. They're also irresistible to demons, being made of concentrated suffering. So the demons trying to come up from below will compulsively collect them, and in so doing, trap themselves in the depths of this maze. Players, however, will want to collect them in order to progress down deeper. Later, after recording the video, I add one bouncing down these infinite stairs. Forever. Sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas, especially when you've been trying to do that every day for 8 months. This is a neat book, The Tome of Adventure Design, from Frog God Games. There are quite a few books like this, but this has a ridiculous number of tables in it for all kinds of things players might encounter in an adventure. Here I'm thinking about traps. I'm not actually rolling on the tables here, I'm just browsing them for inspiration. And it looks like I found some. This is a trap of sorts. 4 walls that materialize when someone passes through them. Nice for splitting the party in case the players forget what a good idea that is. Sometimes I just make separate paths in a day. On one, you might encounter some hallucinogenic spores, and on the other, a guy who'll sell you stuff, or try to swindle you for all your guidance stones. Sometimes it's nice to have a hallway that just goes on its way and doesn't really connect to anything in the room. I don't know why the sorceress would have a room full of incense that removes your ability to smell things. I don't know, maybe demons find souls by smell. Sure, why not? Now that I think about it, I probably could have called this unsense. I'm not really sure what I was thinking with this room. It's basically a narrow maze, but mazes are not actually fun at all to play at the table. So I'll probably give instructions to hand wave it by having the leading character make wisdom checks or some equivalent, and requiring successes to get through to their intended destination. If they fail, they'll have encounters with weird rat men that live in this warren. That should work fine. And for this 8th day, I realized that I'd been somewhat remiss in making 8 floors of a fantasy dungeon with no gelatinous cube. So this guy just oozes around this room endlessly, and if the players come through and leave any doors open, it gets added to the wandering monster table. Good job, guys. Anyway, that makes 8 days in August. Here's how the whole month ended up looking altogether. There's still a bit to do here, filling in the margins with tables and information, but the days are done, so I've moved on to the next month. I'll be printing this when it's all said and done, in the form of both a book and a poster, and I'll be kickstarting it for Zine Quest 2024. Follow the links in the description to be informed when the Kickstarter goes live, and get your own copy. Thanks for joining me for this little drawing session. Bye.